we'll go on to our Bentley side, and this is the Mulsanne. So there's several videos on our channel showing this car. It's the flagship of the Bentley lineup. They call it the Big Bentley to differentiate it between the other cars, which are a little bit smaller. It's a rear-wheel drive platform. It's all built-in crew, as opposed to the Continental series, which have parts that come from Germany. It's the derivative of the old-school Bentley 6 3/4 liter V8 engine, which started life in the late 50s in the Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud. So it's been thoroughly engineered. No parts of it are common with the older engine. But that engine, big displacement, slow revving, and 750 pound-feet of torque at next to idle makes the progress for this car effortless and smooth. You don't even need to rev the engine. It just pulls hard from no RPM. And like I've showed you in the other videos, the interior is at a different level. I mean, of course, all the Bentleys are gorgeous, but there's considerably more handwork in the wood and leather carpets, etc. So very small numbers. They say that India and China are taking up most of the production. As a dealer, we don't even get. We have one car, which is a demo. And then we can't even bring any more in unless they're pre-sold. So it'll be a rare car. You won't see very many of them. They're certainly not going to be in stock on the dealer's lots, but very special to drive. The latest in the infotainment, courtesy of Audi from their new A8, and so it lacks nothing in terms of iPod or Bluetooth or sound system or whatever, what have you, but it still retains every bit of the old world ambience that the Bentleys have been known for. And on the opposite end of the scale for Bentley, we've got this Super Sports convertible, and this was a response to the need for a car that offered supercar performance. Think Ferrari Enzo or Ferrari 599 or some of the ultra-fast Porsches, but something that's a little bit more civilized. And so Bentley took their Continental and they went to work on it, and they addressed the powertrain, boosted the power to 621 horsepower. They altered the front-rear torque split from it was 50-50, and now it's a 60% bias toward the rear, and that gives you a little bit sporty handling. They added the largest brakes, I believe, on any car, and these are giant. I think these are 16 inches, and look at the size of those calipers. And now you can specify the caliper color. Of course, in this case, they're red. So they stiffened the car. They reworked the exhaust to be a bit louder. They redid the interior. They showed this car with Bugatti Veyron thin shell carbon seats and with nothing in the rear, just the 2 seats. And that saved a bit of weight. These seats are heavy. They're probably 150 pounds each or something like that. And so they showed the car with that, but the seats are pretty firm, pretty aggressive. And this is the 2+2 version of it, which gives you all the performance of the Super Sports, but it doesn't take away the comfort that you may want with the multi-adjustable seats, etc., etc. So this car drives. It's a heavy car, but you wouldn't know it to drive it. On the track, Bentley brought us all down and showcased this car with things like a GT3 and a Ferrari Scuderia and etc. And the car did not embarrass itself at all. I mean, ultimately on the limit at 5,000 pounds, it'll eat its tires, etc., etc. It's such a big car. But on the road, the performance is sensational. So 0 to 100 in less than 4 seconds, 326 kilometers an hour top speed, and over 500 pound-feet of torque from just off idle. I mean, this car, you don't have to wait for anything like some of the normally aspirated engines that only come on cam at 3,000 or 4,000 RPM. This thing just pulls instantly from 0 RPM. And we just got this one in, and it looks fantastic with the black-on-black wheels. It's menacing, but there's still an air of civility about the car. I think the next James Bond movie, he's going to have a Bentley this time, and I think that I think that he should have this car. Anyway, it's a beautiful piece. And
I just took a picture of my toe.
We've got the wine's flowing at Coffee and Cars. And we've got, now for the last car here, we've got a Spyker. So this company was reinvented in the mid-90s by Victor Mueller, who has gone on to buy the Saab company and form the company Spyker Saab. So interesting car. This is his. He's a successful businessman in Holland, and like all of us, thought he just wanted to build his own car and go to Le Mans and race it, and that's what he did with the first version, with the C8 Spider. So that car is light, stiff, sort of like a big Lotus Elise, really fun, uniquely styled and super detailed. And a really unique car, but a real car, properly engineered. It came 5th in Le Mans in the GT4 class, and you don't finish the Le Mans 24 hours, keeping your lap within whatever it is, 5% of the liters or whatever it is, and last for 24 hours without being an excellent car. So the problem with that car, though, is it had almost no concessions to creature comfort. It didn't have a stereo, it didn't have a nav, didn't have power brakes, didn't have power steering, didn't have anything. I mean, it was a go-kart. It didn't even really have a roof, so you kind of got wet if the rain was heavy enough. And so they decided, for the viability of the company, particularly in the U.S., where there's lots of freeways, that they needed an automatic car, and they needed a car with all the signature Spyker details, but some concessions to ride comfort, and some concessions to infotainment and stereo and the nav, etc. So that is the Spyker Aileron. It's just come out. There's going to be a Spider version that's coming shortly. This car has the Audi 4.2 liter 400 horsepower V8. It allows the car to go to 0 to 60 in the low 4s and a top speed of 300 kilometers an hour. So there we go. Here's our beautiful display with Aston Martins and Bentleys and the Spyker, and we're just getting going for vehicles and violins at the Calgary International Auto Show. And thank you very much for your time. Thanks for viewing. Lawrence Romanosky from the Distinctive Collection in Calgary, Canada.